I'm Janae. I'm a travel advisor and an avid traveler myself. And today we're going to discuss traveling with others and how to make it less stressful. So as somebody who plans group travel and has been on several group trips myself, it can be stressful. You have a lot of different personalities. Some of those personalities might clash. You may have different expectations about your trip, and all of those things can make for, I'm not going to say disaster, because hopefully you have a great time on your trip, but it can make for a more stressful experience.
There is a colonial woman on the wing. It's a woman on the wing. I saw her. There is something they're not telling us. There's a colonial woman. She was turning butter. She was turning butter on that wing. She is out there right now.
Shit.
Everyone remain calm. I'm an air marshal.
There is something they're not telling us.
Yes. I knew it. I got your back, John.
There is a woman on the wing. I saw her. There is something they're not telling us.
Let's get out. Let's open the doors and get out.
Look out your way. She is dressed in traditional colonial garb.
Say goodbye. We're going down.
Stay calm.
So I've come up with 3 questions that you want to discuss with your travel partner before you set off. I once traveled with friends and it started out really well, but maybe by day 2 or 3, it started to unravel because there were personality clashes and some people wanted to do one thing, other people wanted to do another thing. So everybody just had different goals, and at the end of it, it was still a fun experience. But I was thinking about that, and I was thinking how important it is to settle some things ahead of your trip to make sure everything goes smoothly. One thing is finances. I was reading on social media, somebody posted and said, what would you do if you were on a trip with your friend and they ran out of money? In this case, they were saying in case of a natural disaster or an emergency situation and they ran out of money. And some people said, well, you know, they're an adult, so they would have to take care of whatever their issue is. I said that I would help them get home. I feel like, you know, that's the least you can do for a friend is help them get back to their home. But I think that finances are really important because everybody plans differently. And I think as an adult, I would prepare for things that may not go well and have some extra funds just in case something like that happens. You have a natural disaster, or you know, things are a little more expensive than you thought, or you know, something else happens. You want to have extra money. So you might want to make sure that whoever you're traveling with has the same sort of view, so that way they're prepared for your, like fully prepared for your trip. And also, you want to make sure that you have the same expectations for your trip. So if you are expecting to stay in a super bougie hotel or resort and they are balling on a budget, they might not have the same expectations that you do. So it's important to talk about that before you start planning, and that way it makes it way less stressful later on. And also just your expectations for dining, because they're expensive restaurants, they're mid-tier restaurants, and you know, some people like street food, things like that. Just what is your plan for the trip? I feel like that's very important. The next thing would be, what do you plan to do? Are you the same type of traveler? Are you somebody who's go, go, go? Are you somebody who's very laid back and you want to spend most of your day chilling out and then maybe do an activity every now and then? I feel like those kind of differences are important because, you know, we had somebody who was visiting us and we had kind of a plan for him, but he had a step-by-step, every few hours, this is what I expect to do type thing. And some people are like that. They want to have programming pretty much throughout the day, and then other people are not that way. So it's just something important to discuss before you travel. And then there's the organization and the arrival. So one of the difficult things that we had with our group trip was, you know, everybody kind of had their own schedule. So we had an idea of what we wanted, a general idea of when we were leaving and what we were going to do. But some of us have a different concept of time management than others. So you also have to manage that and be organized. And this is when we're leaving. This is when I want to arrive at the airport. This is when we should arrive at the train station, or wherever it is that you're going to meet up, or wherever, you know, you're going. Like, I want to be here. Our reservation is here at this time. You want to make sure that you have the same kind of idea because everybody is different. So these are just 3 things that you can think about as you are planning your trip. And of course, there are many, many other questions that you probably want to ask. And Hopefully you know your travel partner pretty well or get to know them pretty well before you set off, and that can alleviate some of the stress of travel. So thank you for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe for more travel ideas, travel tips, and any and everything regarding travel.